If you think that making money in trading means always being right, perfectly predicting the market and guessing every move, I had bad news for you. This is the main reason why most people lose money. Today I will show you the system that I personally trade with and that my alpha community profits from. No guessing, no casino, and no bluff deposits. Almost all beginners make the same mistake. They focus on technical analysis instead of risk control. The first successful futures trade, ego grows, the illusion of I understand the market appears, and after that the scenario is the same for everyone. How does it end? At best, years of going nowhere. At worst, attempts to recover losses and blowing the entire deposit. I'm sure many people recognize themselves here. Everyone has heard phrases like control risk and use risk management, but let's be honest, very few people truly understand what that means. Tight stop, risk of 0.51%, funding, fees, liquidity spikes. In theory, it works. In practice, the market doesn't let you stay in the trade. And there's also reality. Growing a $1,000 deposit with a 0.51% risk takes years. And we want faster results. By getting feedback from the alpha community, I realized it was time to show you the strategy that I personally use. The idea is simple, but beginners are afraid of it. We increase risk, but only using pure profit. No emotions, no euphoria, and not the desire to rush, strictly by the system. This allows you not to fear stop losses, not to break psychologically, to accelerate deposit growth, and not to risk the core capital. So this is the first part, the survival base. Conditions. The deposit is 100%. Risk 1% per trade. Stop loss mandatory. If you have two entries, as usually I give in the alpha community, the risks is calculated from the average price. For example, the deposit is $10,000. 1% equals $100. In the worst case scenario, we lose $100 via our stop loss. That's it. Risk reward. Our risk reward is often 1.3 or 1.4. 1.3 means that from a $10,000 deposit, this would be plus $300. Accordingly, a 1.4 risk reward is plus $400. I simply do not publish trades with poor risk reward in our community, and usually we achieve more than 1:3 ratio. You can see this in our recent trades. Accordingly, here we even calculate that reward was 1.5, in recent trades 1.6, and sometimes even more. For example, look at this perfect trade in pipe. After the price interacted with equal lows, the asset entered our SNR block that had not been tested before. It tested it, large capital buy limit orders were triggered here, and we joined the move. Already at the first target, it was possible to calmly move the stop loss to break even, and after the first confirmation, calmly let the position run to ratios like 1.5 or 1.6. and enjoy the profit. Okay, let's move on. I simply do not publish trades with poor risk management. It's important you do not increase risk even if you are confident the market seems obvious and you really want to. Your task is to earn the right to risk more. That's point number 2. Plus 5% and a safety caution. Okay, you have made plus 5% on the deposit. What does this mean? Pure profit has appeared, which can be used as a buffer. New risk, now we can apply a 1.5% risk per trade. For example, you had $10,000, now it's $10,500, so a 1.5% risk is $157. Even if we hit 3 stop losses in a row, that's minus $470, and you still do not lose the core of the deposit. These are what you could call free stops. Stage number 3 is plus 10% to the deposit, meaning controlled aggression. When the deposit has grown by 10%, you can be more aggressive. The new risk per trade in this case is 2%. For example, the starting deposit was $10,000. The current deposit is $11,000. Then a 2% risk equals $220. If the market is favorable, setups play out, discipline is maintained, growth goes exponentially, but even here, you do not lose capital. You simply roll back to the previous risk level. Why does this system work? First, it surpasses greed. Risk grows only after profit, and the gambler gets a dose, but according to rules. Second, it protects your psychology. You leave no fear of stop losses, no impulse decisions, there is clear math. Third, it does not allow you to stagnate. It's safe, it's faster, and it's motivating. Math without fairy tales. The average target is about 15% per month on the deposit. Example, with $1,000, the first month, $1,150, 6 months, about $2,300, 1 year, about $5,300, 2 years, about $28,600, x25 without a casino, and now reality. There are trends, there are 20% impulse moves, there are deposit add-ons, and then 25 can easily turn into x100 or more. The main idea: traders don't lose to the market. They only lose to greed, emotions, and the lack of a system. They want 100x yesterday and left without money. Those who move step by step change their lives. This is exactly the logic the alpha community works by. I show real trades, there are quite a lot of them, and based on them, it's possible to earn around 15, 20, 25%. Some earn even more in percentage terms relative to the deposit. I explain the mindset, the company position, and give access to the tools that I use myself. If you want systematic trading, risk control, and capital growth over time, welcome.